everyone, it's Ember. Today I'm going to talk to you about 10 noob mistakes you might be making and how you can avoid them. Now, while these tips are really aimed to assist the newer, less experienced players, some of these are still great refreshers for those of you that have been playing for a while too. Let's go ahead and get started. Noob mistake number 1. Don't put off binding your account. Nothing turns my stomach faster in a game than hearing about a decent sized player who's lost their account because of a lost or broken phone or device, a computer that crashes, you name it. You don't want to be that person that loses your account because you didn't take the step to bind. As a best practice, you want to bind immediately. There's no excuse not to. You can do so by clicking on your profile picture in the top left corner and then go down to the bottom right and click on settings. If you click on account, you click on bind, you can select what you want to bind it to. You even have the option to contact support. Now I play on an Apple device, that's why you're seeing Apple, but if you're on a Droid or another device, you may see other options. It's easy, simple, go ahead and do it. Okay, backing out. New mistake number 2. Don't open more resources than your warehouse can protect. Unless you plan to keep your base shielded until you've used them all, this actually will make you a prime target for nearly every player in the state that's trying to grow. Let me show you what I mean. If we click on mail, we can go to my favorites here, and I've actually saved a few reports I wanted to share during this video. This first being a recon that I did while I was out a few days ago. I was just shy of some resources that I needed to complete my level 30 headquarters. And so I was scouting different players that are not a part of our union to see if I could find resources. And I found a few. This is just one example, but everything you see under plunder resources, the 1.7 million, 9.1 million, these are all resources that are over capacity of your warehouse unprotected. So if I were to hit this player, I could take all of that away. Now let's switch to an example of a recon where they are not over capacity. And so this particular player, there's no incentive for me to attack. So I went ahead and just moved on. Now if we go back over to our warehouse, I'm going to click on info. It will actually show you how many resources you can protect. As a best practice, only open what you need when you need it. You can see here, just looking at these numbers, if I click out, I am way under what my capacity is. That would be because I only open what I need when I need it. Not that it would be wise for anybody to attack my particular account for resources, but if they did, they're not going to succeed. Okay, noob mistake number 3. Don't leave the default generic survivor name. These players are assumed to be inactive or soon to be, and so no one really feels bad when attacking a player who isn't sticking around. As a best practice, use the free rename you get as soon as you're able. And you can do that by clicking on your profile picture, and then up here in the upper right hand corner there's a little pencil. Click on that, and here you go. Now of course you can change this as many times as you want to later. You can either use biocaps or in one of the stores you can pick up a name change. Super easy. Noob mistake number 4. Don't focus on war talents and battle research first. Until you're big enough to be the one leading the rallies or have finished growing, you need to stay in econ. I have a video I highly recommend that you watch called State of Survival, Chief Levels, Talents, and Skills, and I touch on this a little bit. If we click on the profile picture again, click on talents, you can see war. Econ though, you're getting the benefit of construction speeds and research speeds and so much more. Again, check out that video. I go into a lot more depth. Let's back out. Now with research, if I click on my research lab and then click on research, it's going to take me in. There are 3 different types: development, battle, and econ. Econ and development research are extremely important and will save you a considerable amount of time and money while you grow. then you can switch to battle. Within development, you're going to have construction speed, you're going to have research speed, and so on. So definitely make sure that you're taking care of that first. It will save you a lot of time and money. Best practice again, focus on growing your settlement first. Noob mistake number 5. Do not leave your chief gear exposed. The more experienced players are always going to gather quick intel before they make a move. We do this a number of different ways, by reconning your base, checking recent reports, even by checking your profile to see if your gear's exposed. Some people think it doesn't matter. It will be seen later on a report anyway, but it does. As an example, when I see a player with exposed gear, that tells me a few things. 1, they aren't paying attention to the details. 2, they likely don't have a lot of competitive experience. And 3, there's literally no element of surprise. I can discern from those things my odds of a successful attack. Hidden gear though, I immediately think you know more than the average player, and you may be further along than I realize you are. Let me show you where to go to do this. If you click on your profile picture again, you'll see right here on the left, my chief gear. Right next to the word gear, there's a little eye with a line through it. That means my gear is hidden. If I click on that, now it's visible and anyone can see it. I'm going to click that again. So now it's hidden. We'll back out and I'm going to show you. Here's a base right next to me. If I click on that, click on info. Once you get to headquarters level 22, this actually unlocks it and you're able to add gear. Now this particular player, even though it's not hidden, they don't have any gear. I'm going to go ahead and back out of that and scroll over here just a little further. Here's another player who's quit. If I click on info here, what do you know? She did have chief gear and it's not hidden. Now, there are a lot of examples of this across the state. This particular state has been open about a month, and I can tell you some of the largest players in this state still haven't hidden their gear. So it's been handy for us to keep an eye on. They don't realize we're doing it. Maybe they will if they see this video, but it definitely gives you a bit of an upper hand when it comes to strategy. So make sure that you are hiding your gear, especially before state versus state, friends. Best practice, hide your chief gear. New mistake number 6, don't waste time or your speed ups upgrading troops. Keep training. Take into consideration that all players are typically training troops around the clock. As you grow, you're unlocking higher tiered troops. Wait until you're done growing before you use your speed ups to speed train troops at any level or upgrade your troops. Otherwise, you're literally spinning your wheels. So you don't want to add a bunch of extra troops while you're growing because the growth phase doesn't take all that long, to be honest. Maybe a little bit longer if you're truly completely free to play, but you can grind things out fairly quickly. The goal is to continue to unlock higher tier level troops and train those as you unlock them. Once you get to headquarters 26, if you are a free to play player or low level spender, that's a really good spot to stop, unlock your tier 9 troops, play catch up, and then progress. If you're a spender, go all the way up to headquarters 30, unlock your T10s, and then do the same. Now, troop leverage is a whole nother ball game, something I'm not going to go into in this video. However, you do need to take into consideration keeping both. But if you're wasting your speed ups on level troops that you're not even going to want to keep when you finish growing, or if you're upgrading your troops to levels that aren't your final destination as well, you're taking time and resources away from your troop quantity and your troop quality. So as a best practice, always train the highest level available until your settlement is where you want it to be. Then play catch up. Noob mistake number 7. Don't leave your troops unprotected during a kill event. I see lots of people get upset because they were attacked during a kill event, be it on a resource tile or their own settlement. Now I have 2 videos that I highly recommend that you watch. State of Survival 10 Tips to Protect Your Troops, Part 1 and 2. They offer a lot of great tips, things that you may not think about. In addition to what you'll see in those, I want to point out that within the newer states, we have these analysis centers, and if you own them, they stay shielded for 3 days. This is a wonderful place to put your troops where they cannot be attacked as long as it's shielded. You can also click on your alliance icon and then click on Territory Tussle and see all the time on those that you own. If you have several marches of troops, you do have options. In addition to that, if you have an alliance tower that is not being touched by another alliance's territory, for example, this one, you can go ahead and send troops there as well, because the only way that those can be attacked is if another alliance's territory touches this territory. Best practice, learn how to protect yourself. New mistake number 8, don't let your hospital get full. Week after week, during fortress fights, analysis centers, capital, etc., I see people continue to send suicide marches with full hospitals, causing them to lose even more troops than they should have. I believe this is also referenced in my State of Survival Chief Levels Talents and Skills video, but folks, battle dressing is where it's at. Battle dressing and econ will increase the speed of your healing, though I suppose if you aren't one to pay attention and heal as you go, it may be best to go ahead and go north and use that tree to increase your hospital capacity instead. But as a best practice, micro heal. That means you're going to go into your hospital, only select enough to do small increments of time, and then click heal. Let your friends click on the help button to help expedite that, and you can get back in the game. A good example of that, we'll click on mail again. This was a rally defense that I took during a recent event, and you can see all the losses that they took. That's past hospital. Those are dead troops. Only the wounded are going to your hospital. So if they send another march after this, they're just all dead. You're not going to have wounded anymore. So very important that you pay attention to that. Heal, then go have some more fun. New mistake number 9. Don't assume there aren't rules. Many states and alliances self-govern, and there are rules beyond the limitations of the game that players are expected to abide by. When joining an alliance, always ask. Also, good idea to ask leaders in the top alliances if there's state rules in place if your leaders are unaware. The most competitive alliances that tend to stick around will always have a way to organize their alliance and or state in another communication app. In this game, most of us use Discord, but sometimes Line or WhatsApp. As a best practice, ask if there are rules you are expected to follow. New mistake number 10. Don't be afraid to ask questions, even if you think they're silly. Just like in school, the only dumb question is the one not asked. I highly recommend you follow all of the official State of Survival sites on Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. I also have a drama-free community on Discord full of experienced players from all states, and there's always someone happy to help answer basic questions and discuss strategy. Watch official content creator videos like myself on YouTube. There are a few of us out there you can subscribe to, but links to our new content is also shared on the official State of Survival Facebook channels and on Discord, as are the guides published by their guide team. Find knowledgeable players in your alliance or state. So many ways to learn, you just have to ask. Best practice, utilize all of your resources. Final words of advice. As always, play smarter, not harder. A little bit of knowledge goes a long way. I hope you found at least one piece of information you can take and put into use with your own gameplay. Best of luck to you. If you found this to be at all beneficial, please like, comment, and or subscribe. Make sure you click the little bell so you know when I post new content. And of course, don't forget to share with your friends in game too.